Well, hey, everybody. Let's see if I can get this thing to come. Whoops, nope. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Hope we get somebody in here in a few seconds, guys. So good to see everyone. Be back on here tonight. Hope y'all have a good Halloween and October in general. It's been much cooler here. Let's see. I did have the doodad up there, but I didn't put it in the right place, so it didn't chop up. So anyway, maybe we'll have some folks pop in here in a few minutes, guys. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. As y'all know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's when a lot of walks and things go to raise money for breast cancer awareness and for breast cancer research. As you guys know, I'm a breast cancer survivor. And anyway, I'm, well, some of you know that. I have enjoyed being able to talk to other people that's been in the same situation. Would love to have some people come on my channel and discuss it, actually on the screen, and discuss their experiences. Still waiting. Maybe we'll have somebody pop in here in a few minutes. We had lots of people last week, people. It was wonderful last week. Got my specs on and they are really dirty, really dirty. Wipe them off a little bit. It says something right here. Okay, there we go. I got people in here, looks like. Maybe I do. Anyway. Hopefully this is tonight. Is this is Peter and Wheat and Sheila and the old man King Peter? Let's see, Havita. That's it, I think. Guys, I'm glad you guys are in here. I didn't have the comments marked. It wasn't bringing anything up. You know, I'm not real good at this YouTube electronic junk. Yep. Oh, so how is it going with y'all? We had the best Halloween this past Saturday night. We went over to the lake. Our son, Jeremy, and his kids, well, the family was over there camping. And they have trunk or treat. So they make a point, you know, you have to get these campsites, special holidays and stuff, way, way ahead of time. So they make a point every year of getting their campsite over there. And they have the kids just walk the whole campground and just walk. And some parents drive them. They even had hay wagons, you know, trucks pulling wagons with hay and loads of kids. But anyway, it was so much fun. I've got a little bit of film, and so I'm going to be posting a video with that here hopefully tomorrow. May not be tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it'll be actually Halloween. So that was fun. We really enjoyed that, and we messed around, and I didn't get around to the best decorations until it was too dark to use the GoPro. And you know, I could have done it with my phone, and I did do a little bit with my phone, but I can't get my phone to mesh. And somehow I just can't get it to work with the go into everything. But yeah, y'all. Oh, guys, we have over 100,000 views on Wheat's tiny house video. We are just flabbergasted. We just cannot believe it. It's amazing. Anyway, did y'all see the video of my two oldest granddaughters and I dressed up for Halloween? My Haley, the blonde, she was a fish, some kind of cartoon fish that was in red, and I was a biker chick. First thing I could come up with. And my other granddaughter was Frankenstein's bride, and she had the the zigzags and all that, but they were too light. They didn't show up good in the video, in the picture. But anyway, I thought it was really cool. But we had a good time. Haley had a get together with their friends over at their house, and we kind of went over and hung out with them for just a little while. We didn't stay long because we didn't want to interfere with our kids being kids, having fun, you know, thinking, oh, grandma and grandpa's over here. We have to be careful about what we say and all that. You know how it is, guys. You know how it is. Anyway, but I thought it was so funny. And then that was Friday night. And then Saturday night, we went over to the lake at Schaeferherd Park where they have the trunk or treat. And Jeremy's kids just had a blast. Of course, all the kids there were having a blast. And boy, they had some outrageous, some really wild looking outfits. They were cute as they could be. And I love looking at the little bitty kids. They're just so funny to me. So I hope you guys are having a good day, a good night. It was beautiful here today. Yeah, the weather was nice. It was kind of cool, nice sleeping. We haven't had any rain now in about 30 days. So I guess these people up in North Georgia and South Carolina and North Carolina are real proud of that. But I know that the ones that don't have any homes, you know, and sleeping in tents and stuff are glad there's no rain. And I'm not complaining because of them. I know it's got to be hard for them. Anyway. Yeah, we've been piddling around here doing stuff. Joey's been working on a friend of his bike. You know, that's what he does. He piddles. I'll say, what are you going to do today? He says, I don't know. I'm going to piddle with something up here at the barn. Something to do. And then I talked to Weed and told her that a friend of mine had a Maltese dog for sale that was going to be too small for them to breed. And doggone, Weed's sister says, I can't come back down at her house and we can't be friends anymore. She's going to get the dog tomorrow. Said, when I was costing Wheat money, it didn't matter. But now that it's costing her money, I'm out of there. I thought it was really funny. Yeah, Joey says, what are they mad at you about? I said, nothing, honey, not really. They just picking at me. Anyway. But yeah, guys, we had a wonderful time. We went and ate yesterday at a little place in the valley, and boy, they had some good chicken and dressing. It tasted like that chicken and dressing my grandmama used to make. Man, it was good. And I brought my oldest granddaughter. She don't eat nothing. She's little as a minute. And so I brought her back a big tablespoon or a big serving spoon of the dressing and a little bit of macaroni and cheese. And boy, she said she ate every bit of it. She said it was so good. I thought that was funny because, like I say, she don't eat nothing. And they always been real picky eaters. Anyway. And Peter, I hope everything's going good at your house. I hope y'all got all that business straightened out with the neighbors and all that. It's always somebody sticking their nose where it ought not be. You know how that goes. Poor old DD5, I feel so sorry for him. Melissa gets so upset when people give her a hard time, and I understand that. But the more you let them get to you, the worse they gonna do you. If you just go, oh, I'm so sorry. Did I upset you or did that upset you? It just tears them up. They don't know what to say. Of course, later on, if I get big enough, I may have people that harass me and give me a hard time too. But I just feel sorry for her because she lets it get to her so bad, guys. Lets her get to her. Wheat says they're so excited. She's going to pick up the little dog tomorrow. I can't wait. And what are they going to name it, Wheat? Or are they going to go with the same name the dog has? Or have they not decided? She said that the little dog looks just like a dog that her sister had already had beforehand. And so I thought that was so cute because that's what made her just fall in love with it, just looking at the pictures. And so the lady paid a fortune for the dog, and she's letting it go really, really cheap because she wanted to breed it. And she does showing. She shows dogs. So, of course, this dog will be treated like it's a princess at their house. Wait and them have birthday parties for their dogs, and they do everything. So it's so funny. I know. Yep, I understand that, Pete. I sure do. Yeah, yeah. Wait says she don't know what they're gonna name the dog. They hadn't decided yet, or she hadn't decided. Hadn't told her anyway. Hadn't filled her in on that part of it. Yeah, Peter, I understand. Bless y'all's heart. It's always something, but you know how that goes. Um, but you know, some people are gonna talk, and you know I'm bad about talking too. I rabble my mouth all the time and say things I ought not to say. So maybe something was taken out of context and it just got blowed up from there. Because you know every time we repeat something, we repeat it a little bit different, and that's been proven. You know that it's every time it's repeated, something's repeated, it's told differently, and by the time it gets around to 15 or 20 people, the story might be completely changed from what it was when you first heard it, you know, when it was first told. So we just hopefully it's over with and done, and you guys will work things out and everything will be kosher again on the hill over there where y'all are. Anyway, I don't know anybody hardly that went to Pinecone Fest. I really wanted to go, guys. I just could not justify it. You know how that goes. I did watch a little bit of the videos that were out there, just picking through, you know, that people posted. Looks like the ones that were there had a good time. And but anyhow, I got out there and got my chickens all warmed up, guys. And last night I kept having the at one time minute I was freezing to death, and I drag all the covers up on me, and then I guess I'd get too hot and I'd be kicking the covers off, throwing the covers off. I don't know what my problem was. And tonight I made a big pot of vegetable soup. We're going to have it for lunch tomorrow. So can't wait. I got to make me some cornbread. Okay. That's good, Peter. Yep. I told my daughter and granddaughter this evening when I went out and fed the chickens, I saw them and I told them, I said, yeah, I made some vegetable soup. And they said, did you make any cornbread? I said, no, not yet. And they said, well, let us know when the cornbread gets done. I said, well, that'll be tomorrow night. Soup and cornbread. I know a lot of people eat crackers with their soup, but we like cornbread with ours. Now, Joey will eat crackers with his, but it's just the way you're raised. You know how that goes. Too bad, Peter. I understand. But anyway, guys, yeah, we've been piddling around here. We watched a little bit of TV tonight before the live ever started, so got that out of the way. Yeah, I watched an Australian. It was a mini series. I think there were 6 of them. It was called Territory, I believe, was the name of it, and I really enjoyed it. It was about the biggest cattle farm in the world, but it was in Australia, and all the goings on and people trying to take it, and one person dies, and who's going to take over after that. And it was a really good little series. I enjoyed it. I watched them back to back because I wasn't doing it, to be honest with you. So I was up late last night watching TV. We said she likes cornbread too with her soup. Yeah. So I made a huge pot of it because the last time I made soup, I made about a half of what I made this time. And my granddaughter come and got some, and I got her a little bowl out to take home with her. And she says, is this all I can take? And I said, no. I said, you can have as much as you want. I said, I just figured you don't eat nothing, so you wouldn't want it. They said, okay, if I get more. I said, well, yeah, you can get all you want, but don't take the pot with you. Oh, great, Peter. Peter, that's wonderful. I didn't see your live last night. Yeah, I saw that it came on. I was just in the middle of something and did not get to. I did go on and see part of it, but I didn't get to see much of it. I'm sorry, but I did get in there for a little while for you. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we got a little bit done today. Went by the thrift store and looked around, didn't buy nothing. Thank God for that. Got more junk here than I know what to do with now. You know how that goes. I could go through and burn everything in here and we probably wouldn't miss a whole lot of it. I would go, oh, I used to have one of those. But even if I've got it, I can't find it when I need it. You know how that goes. Got too much junk. Anyways, I need to purge. I really need to purge. I'm just lazy, I guess. I was sitting there watching Territory on TV. Yeah, Joey loves fish. He is definitely a fish person. Oh, Peter, yeah, that you know how it is. When you do this, and by the time you get anything edited and put on there, it's stressful, especially you're trying to do it right by yourself. Boy, I'm telling you, it does there's a lot to this. I didn't realize how time consuming YouTube could be, but it really is. And especially, these people that are perfectionists and everything has to be just so and perfect and all that. Mine will never be perfect, guys. It will never be perfect. Y'all get it just like it is and get me just like I am. So anyway, but I'm glad to have each and every one of y'all that are here every week. And the people that do see my lives when they come up. And in my videos too, guys. So exciting. Anyway, yep, Joey worked on Tommy's thing and found out that the electric line had got rubbed on his belt, and it pulled one of the wore one of the wires, and that's why his taillights wasn't working. So that was easy enough fix. He figured that out right quick like. So he's gonna reroute everything and do it back like it ought to be done. Anyway, so you know how that goes. Things get shifted and moved, and putting on new saddlebags and this and that and the other. It just got moved somewhere it shouldn't have been, and then it dropped down and got on that big old. It's got a belt on it this stern wide. Of course, the back tire is as big as a truck tire or a car tire. It's a huge tire on the back of Tommy's bike. Yep. So anyway, yeah, we had so much candy, guys. I think I've gained back about 3 pounds. I've been eating candy all week. I said, we got to get all this candy gone. I took a whole bag. I had a huge bag that had Hershey's and Kit Kats and M&M's, chocolate and the peanut kind, and Snicker bars, Kit Kat bars. And I took that whole bag over to the lake, and I said, here, y'all give these things away. Here's, put some in a bag for Lizzie and Rachel, the 2 kids of our kids over there, and then just give the rest of them away to kids that show up over here, because I don't need them at the house. Anyway, so I thought that was funny. And then I had bought this big old thing of cheese puffs, the cheese puff balls, and it was in one of those plastic containers, and that thing is huge. I think it's like 22 ounces or something like that. I'm just about to eat that whole thing in a little over a week. So I got to quit snacking, guys. Oh yeah, we are our worst critics. That's right. Oh, I think your videos are real good, Peter. I can tell you know a whole lot more about this than I do. But I've never had a job where I had to do any of the stuff that I did at Duracell was just automatic, monkey see, monkey do type stuff on the computer. And when I was in college, you had the floppy disk, and I just took that one class, So, and when I was in high school, I think I took a typing class, and that was on one of them old manual typewriters that you have to bang, bang, to try to get it to type. And so, dang, I just didn't learn, was never involved with any type of computers or editing or any of this kind of stuff. Even cameras, I had the little disposables or the ones that popped out the picture right then and that kind of stuff. But as far as trying to video and all that, just never have been. Anyway. But yeah, we've had a real good weekend, guys. And I don't know about y'all. Did y'all see any of the I think you do real good, Peter. Yeah, my headband is sliding off my head, guys. It's too round. I got a round head. There, that's better. I could feel it. It was just going. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to talk to people tonight about breast cancer awareness. I don't know if any of you know. Hey, there is Musgrove Family Farms. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Wheat says takes all she has to operate her phone. Dang girl, you can operate your phone better than I can because I don't study about all this and that and what all it'll do. And then I got this feel more, and then they started sending me all these texts that I could pay extra, and this will do my editing and blah blah blah. And I'm going, holy cow! If I got to figure out how to do that, I could probably edit it myself, but I haven't looked into it. But I am going to because I might give it a try and just see how it does on a video. Anyway, I don't know how that goes. I don't know if you guys use Fillmore, what editing software you guys use. A lot of people use different softwares. I'm glad to see new people in here. But yeah, we've been getting things done around here. Those chickens have been just driving me nuts, guys. Can't walk in the yard for them. I told Joey, I says, good God, I really need to get rid of at least one rooster. But right now they're not fighting or anything, and I don't want to cause any uproar. And they really don't fight at me. Don't jump. As long as they don't bother me, I don't care what they do. But my littler, smaller hens that I had before I got the ones from Jeff, bobblehead Jeff, a year or so ago, and then the babies that were born from them, those little ones, they're killing them because those roosters are twice as big as those poor little hens that I had. And they weren't the meanie hens, they were just what they call them, Easter eggers, I think is what they were calling them. But they're just little teeny tiny things. So compared to the other hens that I have, they're like twice the size of them. So I could eat these suckers and have some meat on their bones. Those little ones I wouldn't get much. That's the worst comes to worst. We will have some victuals around here anyway. I remember as a kid having to get out there and snatch the chicken up. Mama would boil a big pot of water on the stove, and I'd have to sit out there, and Nanny would whack the head off that chicken, hang it up on the clothesline with a couple of clothespins and let it drain. Oh, I always hated it. And then I had to dip it in that hot water and pluck the feathers. Oh, and it smells so bad, guys. I don't know if any of y'all have done that before, but it was definitely a thing back in the day for us. And I could do it again when I had quail now. A lot of times I'd just skin those quail and, that skin on the quail is so tiny. And then I'd wrap them up in bacon and stick them on the grill. Man, they were good. I did not mind doing the quail at all that way. They have actually little puckers for the small game little birds like that. I didn't know they had them, but I was wondering how in the world it would do with the feathers. The skin is so soft on quail, so thin. Anyway, you guys may not know that, but it is. No, not seen hide nor hair of the quail. So I kept hearing some, but it's not doing that Bob White whistle like the Bob Whites do. Back in the day, my granddaddy used to sit out there. He was disabled, handicapped, and he'd sit out there in the yard and he'd whistle them up, and then he'd shoot it. And me and my brother, we'd be his dogs. We'd have to run out there and get them after he'd whistle them up, and they'd come out in the pasture about behind where we lived, and then we'd have to run out there and get them after he shot them with his shotgun. But he could whistle them up and make it sound just like a darn quail, Bob White quail, guys. That whistle, however it went, I remember it so vividly as kids. Anyway, but yeah, I made this, and I made the brisket, guys, and it turned out pretty darn good. I think next time I'm not going to put all the fluid that came with it in there because it was to me, it was way too salty. I don't know about you guys. I never fixed a brisket before, not like that. Now, I've been involved with people that cooked it on the grill and all, but as far as baking it in the oven and all, But it turned out really good. And we've been eating brisket now all week. Just go by and get a little slice out of the refrigerator when we want it. It's really good like that, guys. I made a big bowl of potato salad and made that. And we just been going by and getting some green beans, potato salad, and a piece of brisket or whatever. Anyway, so it's been really, really good, guys. I think it's going to last us all week. I mean, we still got quite a bit of it. Yeah, we got enough we could feed. It was a pretty good sized brisket, I guess. Anyway. And I know out there in Texas, man, that's all they eat out there. It seems like everywhere you go's got brisket on the menu. There was somewhere I know when we were out there and we went on that South Texas trail ride, guys. We were out there and I said, let's go somewhere because they fed us every night, you know. And every night we had brisket. Every night. I'm going, there was a couple of guys that I knew that were out there. And I said, come on, guys, let's go somewhere and eat where we can eat something besides this brisket. And because they weren't used to eating brisket either. And we laughed. So we went to a restaurant not too far from where we were camped at. Doggone, they had brisket on the menu too. We all laughed. It was the funniest thing. We all cracked up because of it. Oh, thank you, Sheila. So is everything okay with him down there? And are they about to get everything cleaned up down there around where he is? I know you said that he was real lucky with his camper and all. Yes, down there in South Texas, we did that South Texas wagon train that went from Corpus Christi to San Antonio, and then went to we had the big rodeo there at San Antonio, and then we had they had a concert, and I think it was supposed to have been who was it supposed to have been? The band out of Fort Payne, Alabama. Dang, what was their name? Alabama. Should have known. It was the band Alabama was supposed to have been playing, but one of them got sick and they had Reba McEntire stand in. So I was a little bit disappointed at that, but you know how that is. Stuff happens. Anyway. But yeah, we had a good time. I took Wheat to on a couple of trips with me, guys, and she was excited about it. Let me tell y'all what we done. We were going to help a friend of ours sell t-shirts, and they had a t-shirt business, and so we went over and we were selling t-shirts, and his wife was there too. And so we had got so bored. We had sold t-shirts like you would not believe. And so these guys kept walking by. They were older men, most of them. So we decided we were going to start grading them on what we thought were where they were 1 to 10, We had the best time. We had sick to wait on this one older guy, nice looking older gentleman. And she was over there trying to be all professional and show him these t-shirts and things that we had over there. And all of a sudden, the guy turned around there. We were holding up. He grinned and he said, what's this all about? We were caught, guys. We were caught. But it was fun. It was just, girls being girls. That was many years ago. Yep. And you got to do something to make it entertaining, especially when you're not the one out there watching the rodeo. You're in the back there selling the t-shirts to the folks. So, and we sold those the Western wear type t-shirts and things. We had a really good time. Caught red-handed, that's right, Wheat. And another time I took Wheat over to the Alabama Gold Camp, guys. And it's over out of Claiborne, Alabama. And we went in the horse trailer. We had the horses with us. And I turned too sharp toward the axle where the base of the tire just come loose like this. So we jacked it up and wedged a piece of something in there to hold the spring up so it wouldn't be dragging. And I made it over to another place. And a friend of mine that's a logger, he got a guy to weld it back for me so we could make the trip. We was going, I think this is a bad sign. We might have to go home. But we made it to the camp. We stayed the whole weekend and made it home. And then I put new axles under the trailer. So because I don't want to take a chance on the one. Guy done an excellent job on that weld job that he did, though. I was really surprised just out of the blue. And That's right. We had little man and Boo with us. That's exactly right. And we had a good time, guys. We had a good time. We used to go out there, and all of us would be out there. Some friends of mine, because I was always playing out there, with the dirt and piddling and go painting and stuff, where they were all just sitting around having a good time. And so their daughter decided that she was going to get some little pieces of little tiny rocks and spray paint them gold spray paint. So we're all sitting out there, and she's done dropped them right there where I'm working. And I seen them, but I was fishing through there, and they kept saying, "You ain't found no gold. You ain't found no gold yet." And I said, "Nope, I ain't seen no gold yet." And I'm just piddling, not really paying attention to what I was doing. And all of a sudden, I looked over there and I saw them, and I said, "This is too big a piece for it to be from this gold camp." And I picked it up. I said, "I don't believe this is gold." They couldn't believe that I caught on to them that easily. But yeah, this little gold camp, if you get a picker, you're real lucky. There's just no chunks of gold, and especially not no nuggets the size of your fingernail or, a quarter inch or bigger around. So she had some pretty half inch and up to a half inch size rocks painted up pretty good there. And they weren't rough enough to look like gold either. But we had a wonderful time. We did a lot of things together back in the day. We still do every once in a while. We just don't get out like we used to. We don't want to drive after dark no more, folks. Getting old again. Oh gosh, there's so many deer out, guys. So many. Yeah, we we came back from over at the lake last night. No, it was Saturday night. We went over and did the trunk or treat. And I told Joey, I said, "I'm going to keep my lights on bright until I just absolutely have to dim them, because the deer are just popping out like little frogs out of the wet, in these back roads out here." And I said, "I sure don't want to smash one or one come through the windshield on me." So we managed to make it home without hitting the poor little deer, hitting Bambi. Anyway, so it's another one of our exciting exploits in our time. Anyway, so Sheila, everything is good with your son, I'm assuming? We going to the Keys for 3 days. Oh, cool. Yeah, I like the Keys now. It's a beautiful place down there. It's really relaxing. It's just laid back place back there. Yeah. It's expensive though. Motels down there are very expensive. Yeah, we went, Joey and I and another couple rode motorcycles down to the Keys one year, and we had a really good time. And it was so funny. We were sitting out there eating, and there was little chickens just going around all under everybody's feet out there at the restaurant, getting crumbs and leftovers and stuff that people throw down for them. I thought it was kind of funny. As you look like you were really out in old Mexico or something. Because when I was in Mexico, several of the times that we were eating, they were there. Let's see. Our neighbor behind us saw a coyote yesterday in the middle of the day. Whoa. That's you don't usually see that. We see them around here about dusk dark usually. And most of the time around here, they hunt down on the river or the Lone Cane Creek. So, but sometimes we hear them, and boy, these dogs will go crazy when they start all that yippering back and forth to each other. It can be scary. I've been riding horses, and it get dark on us, and you could hear them all around you out there, and the horses will start getting all uptight about it, but that's just part of it. My poor old horse Lightning, I don't think nothing scares him. He's just so dead broke, it's just unreal. So he just plodded along there like nothing else was going on, and them people their horses would be jumping around and everything else, and he'd be just, only thing that gets up Lightning's tiny was bees. He does not like yellow jackets. And he's got into several yellow jacket nests with me on him. He'll go to kicking and jumping around and all. You think he's bucking, but actually he's just kicking, trying to get the bees off of him. I bet y'all did gather up the babies and went inside. Yep, I would have too. Y'all are lucky you got that fenced in yard back there too, but you got the front too. And if something like that, but most of the time those things are scareder of you than you are of them, probably. No, when we were when that guy broke into Joey's shop out here, we had the camera up, and there was one that walked right by the front of his shop there. But nobody's lived there for a while where his shop is anymore. Not the shop here, but the old shop that he had. And so we were surprised to see a lone one like that right there at the shop. But I guess it'd come up that little branch behind his place. Anyway, yep, I'd have grabbed up my babies too, girl. Yeah, that was the thing when the coyotes would start around here and the dogs would run out the pet door on the porch. And I said, oh, nope, come on, back in the house. And I'd put that gate of the little door up on the pet door so they couldn't go back outside, because you just don't know. If one were to run out there, they could pop over that little fence I got. Like, it's not even 3 foot high. They pop over it like it's nothing, snatch up a dog. And I worry about them anyway, the hawks. And we had a huge owl that got chickens here. I mean, our cats around here for a while. I think every time you'd catch a cat stalking something, it would try to get it. So we haven't heard the owls this year, so maybe they have moved on. We had a mated pair that was hung out around here for about 2 or 3 years. Hopefully they're gone from here, maybe. Anyway, the bang tree that the owls used to come up the house and sit in is gone anyway. So maybe they've moved on to a better spot for them. Anyway, we had this creature come up, and it was some kind of it was kind of like one of those, I call them a wood stork. I don't know if that's what they're called, but they got the long, skinny legs and the body. But this one had a bigger, thicker beak. And it's something that's over at West Point Lake. And there's a nest of them over there at the dam. But this thing made it all the way over here at our house. I thought it was odd. And it landed on a branch and just sat there and looked at Joey for a long time. I guess it was just probably a young one, and had just absolutely give out and was trying to rest to make it back home, because it sat there for hours and hours, and finally it flapped up and went away. Joey said we kept a close eye on it for a long time because it was, just kind of looking around. But I guess chickens don't taste as good as fish. It was one of those fish-eating birds, I said, oh, we don't need to see that thing back, if it's a meat-eating bird. But I never saw it again. It was kind of wild. Yeah, we watched. That's good. Yeah, we watched several good programs on TV here lately, guys. And I've been reading a book about the Indians of the Mesa and out west, out in Arizona and California and in those Idaho and those areas out there. And this one is really good, because most of the time you read those books about the Paleo Indians and all that, the words are written to where if you're not a scholar, it's hard for you to understand. I have to look the words up to know what they're talking about and all that stuff. And this book that I found, I bought it at an estate sale. And it is just so plain, down to earth. It is super interesting. And it's a true, a fact book. So I enjoy those kind of books. I enjoy mystery books too. But I've always been interested in, the Indians and the civilizations before us. So that was to me, it's been really interesting so far. And it has a few pictures. And then I picked up another one that's one of those that you can't really understand unless you read it and look it up a million times, words and, what it's talking about, and go back and reference it and all that. And it has all of the drop downs, all that, like you're writing a paper for a professor to read. Like we had to show our work, where we got all that information, one of those kind of books. And but it has some really good pictures, so they were interesting. I don't know if any of you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, but I am, and especially in pottery, and how they made their pottery, and the the cradle boards and just in general, the arrowheads and just their lives, how they survived. And, some lived in caves, some made the little hoppies, some of them had teepees. But, it's just interesting to me, the different cultures and the different Indian tribes and all that stuff, so many of them. And the idea of what we think an Indian should look like and what some of them actually look like is a lot different, guys, a lot different than what we see portrayed on TV in the movies. All Indians are all nice looking guys with muscled up bodies, nice faces, and all that stuff. Well, they're not all like that. It's just like all us white folks don't look like the same, and all black folks don't look the same. It's the same way with different tribes of Indians. Some of them were short and stocky, and some were real wiry and tall, and some were little bitty people. So it's just really interesting to me. And I've even done gotten the clay from out here in the yard and rolled it up and did my own clay work and tried to see if I could do it. And it's really a lot of fun, guys. If you've never tried to do any of that, you can bake it, cook it yourself. Just build your little fire out there and let it heat for 4, 5, 6 hours. Make sure your fire's just good temperature. But that was easy to do. I got one of those little things that you shoot at the fire and it tells you what the temperature is there. So, it's not an expensive one, but it helps out. But that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I made several little pieces of pottery, and the bottom fell out of my bowls that I made. I hated that. I guess I had them too thin at the bottom, because you keep wanting to flatten it out, and you keep flattening, beating, tap, trying to get everything just so. I guess I made my bottoms too thin. But the rest of it, the handles, the lid, everything else were perfect on them. But I thought that was interesting, because at least I know what I did wrong. And I know that if worse comes to worse, I could make some if I had to, So it's just interesting to try different things. I've always been one to try different things, guys. We haven't talked about breast cancer awareness this month, and I guess I should have, guys. We'll do that sometime. We'll get together and try. I'll show you what I did. I've got some dirt already up that I've worked with. And got ground down some old pottery that had been fired but not glazed or anything. So that tempers the clay that we get from this red clay out here in Georgia, anyway. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun doing that. But yeah, we have been fiddling around here, trying to get things done, guys. And I was mentioning breast cancer awareness. Got my little ribbon wherever it is right here. And, ladies and guys, we all need to check for lumps. Not just right on the breasts themselves, but all up under your arm, from your elbow down, through your armpits, under here, underneath your breast, around. I had a very good friend, guy that had got breast cancer, and it was right at the nipple on his shirt. And he just noticed it was just a knot, and it was sore because his t-shirt was raw, or his work shirt. He worked as a mechanic, and his shirt when he was rolled up and leaned over and raising up and moving and stuff, it was rubbing there, and it started being tender. So guys, all of y'all check and recheck, because it is not something to let pass. I mean, it can take you just like that. And there's so many people out there that just won't go. And I know that you maybe not have insurance, or, it'll go away. It's not really, it's nothing to be worried about, whatever. But sometimes that little bitty spot will be real big in the backside. So check it out. If you have an issue, if you don't have insurance, go to your county health department. Get them. They'll have a doctor that can check you. Maybe not that day, but they can set up a day. You may have to sit and wait. But whatever you do, make sure you check. Make sure you get checked. And that once a year when they have it, you can go once a year. They'll have, they do MRIs, or no, what are they? The breast cancer testing. and you can pay just a flat rate for it in a lot of places. And if you have anything that's you're worried about whatsoever, or even if you're not worried about it, guys, get it checked. Get it checked. If you have family members that might have a little problem, tell them do not wait, because so many people that I know that have waited and they're not here anymore. So tell you guys again, if this channel ever does take off and I ever get my legal monetization and start getting any money, I'm going to make a sizable every time. There's going to be a percentage, and we'll start out with 10%, because I won't be making hardly anything to start with. But once the channel gets up, 15, 20,000, I start making a little something, then I can hopefully make more donations. But yeah, we got something. Guys, I've been sneezing. I sneezed so much yesterday that I actually wet myself. Yeah, I was just, gosh, I was just sneezing. I knew it was coming. I was trying to get to the bathroom, and I was sneezing. I don't know what the heck had done got me, and the sneezes started. But I'm getting a little bit of this. My eyes feeling like kind of weak. So hopefully I'm not getting the cold now. You know how it is when you got this, you have the hot days, and then all of a sudden you got cold days, and it goes back to the hot days. So I'm afraid that, I'm hoping I'm not, but my granddaughter was telling me that she's been, all her throat's real sore and all that, and she's gotten a scratchy throat and all. And I said, oh, girls, y'all better not be done tried to give me something. Because they go all the time. I don't. Anyway, but yeah, guys, we haven't got a whole lot going on around here now. We got a ton of eggs, and Joey says we got to find somebody to give these eggs to. So I guess I'll be getting up a dozen eggs and sending it over to Tim, my brother-in-law's house, probably tomorrow or the next day. And I probably got a good 2 dozen or more eggs already here. So I'm going to be making some deviled eggs tomorrow to eat. Just something to use the eggs. Maybe an egg custard or something like that, guys. I don't know if any of y'all know what an egg custard is. We had egg custards a lot when I was a kid, because we had a ton of eggs, ton of chickens too, about like mine. We had a ton of animals, mostly old hound dogs. If it took up, we had it, and us kids would drag it home and feed it. Mama didn't have the heart to make us throw them out or get rid of them. So anyway, we didn't have much nohow. So what little bit we had, we shared it with the dog. I'm getting sleepy all of a sudden. Maybe I'll sleep good tonight. Last night, like I say, I kept having that feel like I'm, one minute I was burning up, and the next minute I was freezing to death. So I guess I was just getting out from under the covers somehow or another, and it's upsetting me, because I'm way past that stage when all that crap should be going on. Being 65, guys. So anyway, yeah, we've had a good weekend. We had a good weekend. We had a good week. Had a lot going on, just general stuff, not a whole lot of work done. I did do I went down and videoed the sunset. And it was a beautiful sunset, guys, but the camera, I was holding it with my hand because I forgot to take it was like a spur of the moment thing. Joey come riding by, and he says, hey, you want to ride down there? And all I had was, yes, yeah. And I didn't go in and get my tripod or anything. So I watched it, and it was really good, but it was so shaky. I said, I'm not going to post this thing. So anyhow, so I'm going to catch it again in the next few days and do a time lapse on the sunset, and hope y'all will enjoy that. I love watching sunset and just chilling out in the evenings, sometimes, especially this time of year, when you got the reds in the sky. You got the reds in the sky, from cooler weather and the temperatures and the clouds up there, and when the sun goes down, it gets all the way down, you can still see the light coming off of it and get in the bottom of the clouds. And man, it just makes all the colors out there, really makes it interesting. Well, guys, we'd have about 9 more minutes, but I wanted to let y'all know how much I appreciate each and every one of y'all, how much I appreciate y'all coming in every week, supporting my channel, helping me out, giving me advice, giving us comments every day, every week, and keeping things going. just keeping the channel interesting, watching the channel with me. And this is just so much fun to be on here and feel like most of y'all are friends now. Some of you I've met, some of you I have not, but maybe I'll meet some more of you in the future. Anyway, but yeah, I wanted to try to get some things going around here. I wanted to say hey to everybody and tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all and how much this channel has meant to me so far and how exciting it is to get up every day and look and see where I am. I think I've got 1,800 subscribers this week, and I'm really excited about that. When we get to 2,000, we're going to have another giveaway. I think this time we're going to do probably gift cards because I can have them sent straight to you guys and not have the mailing expense. Gosh, with the things that I give away, like give away 10 things, and it cost me $60-something to mail it out. So I said, dang, I could have given away 6 $10 cards and not had to have any expense right there just for that, not counting the price of things that I had bought, guys, and sent out. So anyway, we're gonna get off here a few minutes early tonight, guys, and I appreciate y'all coming in. And remember, be nice to people because we don't know what they're going through in their lives. Maybe they just lost their job, or a loved one is sick, or we just don't know. And there's so much mental illness and tragedy going on right now. We don't know what's happening in the world. And by the way, I voted. I hope each and every one of y'all did. And I appreciate y'all coming in. And we're going to get out of here early tonight. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. Love y'all. Just bumped the camera.